I guess just for a short cold open, we can talk about how I got to experience German bureaucracy at its finest once again for my 9 millionth time living in this country, obviously. And I'm a good little boy, and I got my invitation to get vaccinated, and I was stoked. Like randomly last night, just shared with Yulia, and we were hanging out with Aggie, and I was like, I'm getting vaccinated. It's cool. Having the time of my life, living in this wonderland that is, the CDU controlled Germany. And then today,
Deutschland, yes.
And then today I, go and act upon it and try to do all the things of, getting my appointment made. And at first,
that was your first mistake.
Yeah, that was horrible. So I called up the hotline because I'm like, hey, my name's spelt wrong on this, and they're like, no, it's fine as long as like your last name is spelt fine and your birthday's the same. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I go onto like the online portal and try to get it taken care of, and it starts with my appointment being on the 5th of April. I'm like, okay, cool, makes sense. Next week, next
soon.
Monday,
yeah,
getting vaccinated. Pick that date. Oh no, this date disappeared. And then it gave me May 29th. And I'm like, all right, well, that's a month and a half away.
You have to be faster.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, then that wasn't fast enough apparently because it just started giving me like June and July dates. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to wait and see.
German
Is this Doctolib?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the funniest shit ever is that then it's like a PPP thing.
Everything
of
is
a
PPP
fucking
thing.
private ass startup who's doing the appointment, thing. Oh, horrible. This country
sounds like Doctolib.
Yeah, I agree with the topic that we're talking about, that Germany just doesn't exist. It shouldn't exist, at least. It should be burned down to the ground
PPP.
and restarted.
It's a big GmbH.
Yeah, big GmbH. Yeah.
Was that like a German Adbusters? Was just like Deutschland GmbH, just like as a magazine.
Yeah, but
that's why you can have a Deutschlandkarte at Edeka, because it's basically just you collecting points for going shopping.
Points for like Deutschland GmbH.
Yeah.
Hey, it's your bonus Späti. We got myself Nick, and I'm joined with Yulia next to me.
It sounded like you were saying boner Späti.
Boner Späti. That's the fucking bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, I got Yulia here making fucking dick jokes to the left of me.
Yeah.
That's me, hi.
Yeah, and Ciaran, through the power of the internet, has joined us.
Are we not meant to have boners?
No.
We are.
But yeah, so this, bonus episode, we're going a little bit back to our roots of, explaining the phenomenons of Europe to you. And one of my, personal favorites living in Germany has been finding out over time more and more about this group of a bunch of like loosely connected organizations, if you will, called the Reichsbürger. So for those who don't know, that means like the citizens of the German Empire.
Yeah. I mean, I think Reich is a very famous word.
Yeah, everyone fucking knows what Reich
because
means.
of the
Yeah, we've all played enough World War II video games for
exactly.
what Reich means.
So yeah.
Yeah. English speakers are probably going to have more trouble with the burger part. It's just the Empire burger. That sounds like a burger with everything on it.
Yeah, exactly. Having to fucking open up. Oh my god! Our newest fucking burger place, Reichsbürger. Oh no! Don't take.
I feel like that
this.
would be illegal. Is that illegal?
Yeah, no, it's questionable, just like everything else this group does. So the reason that I want to talk about this is because I feel that then a lot of people look at them as only being goofy and not really as a right-wing extremist organization.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot of silly stuff, but at the end of the day, like this is kind of the thesis statement I want to like lay down, is that these guys are fucking insane. Mm-hmm. But they're not like, and they do funny shit, but they do try to commit a lot of acts of violence. And luckily, they've not been too successful. I'm assuming just because they like radiate the purest boomer energy, which then makes them like unable to do anything, or they have so much bureaucracy that they just can't do terror attacks.
They do have guns, though.
They have lots of guns.
And
oh my god!
And they've been successful in shooting at the police.
Yeah, this is the weirdest thing, is that then because they're so loosely organized, there's never really like a outright like Reichsbürger terror attack, because it's just not.
It feels more like it's the vibe of protecting your property, and that's like it has an American property protection vibe to it, in the sense of I'm protecting the German Reich on my property because this is like within the borders of the Reich, made up Reich. Then
exactly.
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like a little bit of like how quote unquote terroristic acts happen with like the QAnon people, which is like there's very little organization.
Yeah.
And
like
there's a lot of like lone gunman things.
Hanau technically you could call a Q terror attack.
Yeah.
The one that
go on.
The one I heard of recently was like a guy with a paintball gun going to like a military base in like a Milwaukee and just like shooting at them. Like it was a paintball gun, and even with that, he still missed everyone. But like, there wasn't like organized. There was no meeting. It's just there's a group of people who believe the same thing, and then some of them act independently.
Yeah. So I guess because for the sake of it, we've been kind of chit chatting about what they are. That they're this goofy organization, and so the Reichsbürger, like I said, are just a loosely knit group of organizations that just kind of have had this umbrella term for them. And a lot of I'm not going to go through all of them. There's ones that are called like Königreich Deutschland, and like there's people who've people think it's funny that there's like a dude who calls himself like his name's like Peter something, Peter Fritzl or whatever, and he says he's like the fucking king of Germany or some shit.
Yeah, there is this like monarchy moment.
Oh yeah, they are straight monarchists. Yeah. But so the thing that then like makes them so interesting and weird is that they legitimately do not believe that Germany legally exists. Which is like, I agree maybe a little bit on this. Like, maybe not for the same reasons. Like, they do kind of share a lot of vibes, I would say, with like the anti-Deutsch. Of like, their critique is like kind of similar in the way, but also like just the backwards opposite version of it, where like the anti-Deutsch want Germany to not exist. The Reichsbürger say that Germany in fact does not exist. But the reason that it doesn't exist is because it needs to go back to its 1919 definition of what Germany was. Very specifically 1919. Not 1945, where these borders were practically the exact same.
But they want to make clear that they are not Nazis, which of course is.
Oh, but they are, though.
Yeah, not true.
They're behind the paywall. I can call them whatever I want. The majority of them are Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's interesting though, because like you read okay, so I've read like a couple of assessments of especially like World War II and like how the rise of like the Nazis was this like knee-jerk reaction to the failed revolution of like 1919. It's funny how there's still people who are still just like pissed about that.
Yeah.
Because that date just kind of streams out to me. But like, yeah, you're going to have to explain some of this to me, because my understanding of like, 19th to 20th century German history is the Rammstein video Deutschland. So anything beyond that would be great.
Probably better than what the Reichsbürger are fucking going off of. So the thing that then I guess we have to like back up before Yulia gives us like the legal rundown of how they think, because it is very bizarre.
Legal rundown. Sorry.
Is that the like Germany, to be very fair, not to give them credit, but Germany in the 20th century, as we all know, was split into two countries after World War II, and was very much under the thumb of whether it be the Soviet Union, the US, the UK, or France. And this is all true, the idea that there is foreign influence in Germany and the rebuilding of the country, this and that. You have like the Marshall Plan in the West, the Soviet Union very much was involved with the dealings of the DDR. That's not like controversial, like that's fact. And so you have then a move when German, the Reichsbürger start before German reunification, but then when reunification comes, you have a legal mandate that then declares what Germany is as a country. And so in the Constitution of Germany, it actually states that Germany can't be a country until it's unified. So even during the Teilung of East and West Germany, Germany, by legal standards of its own constitution, is legally not a country. Which is incredibly bizarre because the West Germany, the Bundesrepublik Deutschland, did not view East Germany as its own country. Remember,
until 1976.
So you have then even the German government legally recognizing the fact that then because of Teilung, because of the separation of these two countries, that these are not their own country. And I do think that there is some like validity in that if you're coming at it from like this weird, idea of borders and nation states.
You can
and
make
this and that.
something up out of that. Yeah, there is material for it in comparison to other states probably. But the thing is that the Bundesrepublik was founded on like the territory of former Germany. That's why they didn't recognize the GDR in the beginning, saying, okay, this is Germany.
Yeah.
Including the GDR, but not being like as a two-state in one nation.
The two-state solution.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, so you'll like kind of, break down then because this is incredibly complex, but it's also very important to understanding their worldview, which is
It's a lot of important stuff in recent history and legal stuff to understand that will lead you to help you understand the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Which if it's involving Germany, baby, like, we're all here.
That is the thing with like law or like legal text all the fucking time that people are. The whole thing is about interpreting the law.
Something
exactly.
Germans love doing is legal positivism.
Exactly. So
a
you
country
have
of
a
legal
law,
positivism,
and they try to be like super accurate and super precise with it, so there is not too much like space ways of interpreting it. But the thing is, it's a legal text, so you can the whole thing about like law is that you can go to a fucking like court and say, but I'm thinking that this law means this or this law means that, and I have a different law to show you.
My idea of Germany is different than your idea of Germany. Yeah, so the thing that then...
Sorry, just gumming up the German constitutional courts, being like, I think Germany should be all the bits of Germany lost and not the parts that they should keep. Just like bring out this cursed map. It's just like Western Poland only.
There also Alsace. Don't forget the French.
This is the thing though too. So the thing that then is really weird about them is that. So back to this like legal positivism that they definitely, maybe not legal positivism, but just like this legal way of breaking down the legal matter of Germany is that they quote the fucking Grundgesetz, this document that they do not find to be legally binding, of why they are legally right in the way that they view it. And it's the most German shit ever.
Yes.
They literally take a document that they find illegitimate, nitpick the shit out of it to then prove themselves right.
It's not only that. They also... It's interesting that they doubt the passports that they have and everything like around it, but do believe that the passports that they print themselves are legal documents. So I don't
you're getting too far ahead.
I'm
You're
sorry.
getting too far ahead, dude. That's in the quirkiness part of the of the outline.
Yeah.
Will be a sound drop when we reach that part of the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, the nitpicking of the dates and this and that, I personally don't find all that important about then how and why they think that then these things are super important. But nonetheless, when reunification comes and you have the 4+2 or the 2+4 treaty that then signed that officially ends World War II in 1990.
Yeah.
You have this movement that started in the 80s, then pick up even more traction.
Why is the 80s anyway? Like, what was it in 1980?
What was going on in the 80s in Germany? I don't know. You have like the Green Movement and you have these motherfuckers.
And they were like, fucking like nuclear power. We hate this. Let's go back to the borders. So yeah,
I really like the idea that like there was some sort of CIA like MK Ultra like operation, but instead of putting like, you know, ecstasy or LSD in the water, they're just like really weak weed.
Yeah, we're gonna give Germany mids. It's gonna fuck them up beyond belief.
I was just thinking, like, one thing. Why 1919?
Because they can't say the year that they want to.
I know, but so like, yeah.
And also, it's the year that then obviously the Kaiserreich like legally abdicated. Yeah,
but what happened there? So like, they had a problem with the Kaiserreich, and obviously because they are monarchists. But like, this was not in a situation of Besatzung or something after the World War.
Yeah.
So like they just like don't care about Weimar Republic.
No, they don't exactly because they find the Weimar Republic to be illegitimate.
Yeah.
Because just strictly put that they're monarchists, and because then Germany has to adopt then a new constitution, this and that, and they don't find any of that legitimate.
Do they believe that France is still under absolutism then? Because if they don't believe in a revolution,
I did not research that far. Maybe they think that like
I'm just really confused because
I do think it's legitimately just a German. Like, they only care about Germany.
Yeah,
they don't
course,
really.
Of course,
maybe
do,
Austria,
but it doesn't
Hungary.
make sense, of course, because there is no sense if you would go further.
I did find when I searched Reichsbürger Reisepass, I got most of them are your standard. They look exactly like the German passport. They just say Deutsches Reich on them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I found this other one with a rabbit on it that says Zweites Deutsches Österreich. And I don't like that vibe at all. I don't like it at all.
Österreich or Österreich?
I think he said Österreich.
I mean, yeah. Like, I'm understanding this correctly. Like, second German Austria?
Is it Österreich or Österreich?
Österreich.
Oh, okay.
Umlaut.
What's umlaut?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the Easter Kingdom.
But like, it's not a joke in the sense of Eastern. It's not a joke.
No, I don't think so.
Because
I think it's someone just being like,
if it has a rabbit on it, and it's like Österreich. Then
yeah, that'd be funny.
It sounds like a joke. Yeah,
but it's bad German humor, so it's actually not funny. I take that back. I did not think that was funny. Yeah. That's definitely.
I'm gonna look into this because.
Please do.
Yeah. You keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate what this is.
So, for if you're a weirdo and you want to get into like their like legal understanding of how Germany works, just go for it. You know what? No one's stopping you. But the thing that then I think is the most important thing about this is that they still believe that Germany is occupied by the same forces that occupied Germany during the separation of East and West Germany. So it's very much the sense of that it's the US, UK, France, and the Soviet Union, or Russia, I guess in this case. And I wouldn't disagree with that then that Germany is like a weird kind of, NATO state that's just like propped up to exist like that. That's historically true. The RAF had the same opinion. They're maybe right about that.
It does make sense in the sense of, the Marshall Plan was put in place because Germany was this buffer zone of like keeping the communists out of Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
So that
and the monarchists, clearly.
But that is why there was so much money pumped into Germany, because there were two ideas of like leaving Germany as a rural farmer state or fucking building it up to be a NATO power again. And that's what they did because they were so scared of the Soviet Union.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And if you really
true.
like, if you look at it, if you look at then the idea, then I mean, because we talked about this in the sense with with Greece, with the November 17, discussion that we had, is that this discussion amongst the left, particularly in the 70s and 80s, was very much a thing of that all of these nations within the Western influence of, power, U.S. imperialism, this and that, are more or less puppet states of the U.S. and, stretching globally. And I don't disagree with that,
I mean, you had the students' protests against the Vietnam War in Germany, especially in West Germany. You also had
the Communist Party was illegalized immediately
exactly.
in the 50s in Germany.
I mean, that's the reason why the SPD in the West still doesn't want to work with Die Linke is because of this kind of thinking. And also you did have it being when the Shah came to Berlin. I mean, it was basically there was a lot of U.S. influence and U.S.
But they're not coming. This is the thing I'm saying though, is that while then you could maybe if you hear it at first, oh, okay, Germany is an occupied country, and hear that for the first time, you're like, okay, well, maybe they're onto something. They're not coming at it remotely from a position of that. It is entirely that Germany's occupied. And my favorite bit of then the legal aspect is that Germany is in fact not a country, but a private company held as Deutschland GmbH. And the reason that they think the thing that is about this too is that it's very clear that this picked up when older people got a hold of the internet, because they found a company that was called Bundesrepublik Deutschland GmbH that is they process finances for the federal government on certain things, and they just ran with that and were very much convinced of the fact that this is the thing that exists that is putting occupying them, this and that. So with all that aside, they are notorious for some very weird, quirky things, okay? Mind you, this is still a right-wing extremist organization, but people like pointing at them for how funny they are. And I think that we can't not mention
We just
that.
have to, definitely
We
not.
gotta be a little bit careful.
To be straightforward with it, it is always kind of a thing if you want, in a lot of European states, nations, it is the thing of if you go to the interbellum period or you believe in the real state was a thing before the World War or both of the World Wars, a lot of the time it's a fucking fash thing to do. You have that in Hungary, you have it in Poland, all the
But Yulia, they're saying 1919. That's not fascist. What do you mean? Specifically, 1919 is the cutoff that I'm imagining the borders of Germany and the legitimacy of this country. I'm not saying 1933. I'm not saying 1936. Nope. I can't be a fascist then, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
We're just pissed off at all the same things that the Nazis are pissed off
exactly.
at.
Yeah, and it's like the Nazis are a continuation of the German Empire.
Just thinking, okay, you're on the side of the Freikorps here. You know what they
free
did
bodies.
What did fucking Kaiser Wilhelm II? What was his opinion on Nazism?
Oh, he was like, he was watching it from the Netherlands. He was like, I wish I was there.
Yeah. Didn't Hitler offer him a position and that he could come back or something?
He was old as fuck though. So,
yeah. Damn.
The same with Hindenburg, was old as fuck as well.
He died in office.
Yeah, exactly.
That was on purpose.
So, I'm down with bringing back Germany to 1919 if it's for the reestablishing of the Bavarian Soviet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Exactly.
That's different.
When I think of 1919, I think Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht still being alive, fucking
what's our version of this conspiracy?
Yeah, so I'm what month of 1919 are we talking about?
Oh God, what a shit leftist just reality that we live in. It's damn, Germany was sick for 1 month of its entire history.
Because I'm down for the time then when we call this a Soviet Republic of Germany
for 3 weeks.
This is what I'm
Oh
taking
God,
out
it
of
is
this. I'm
it is
gonna
it
make
is
myself
grim
my
being a
own
leftist in this
ID.
country.
Yeah.
It is grim. Oh my God. Can I,
I
be
really love-
the
okay.
can I be the version of that I don't accept the borders of Germany? I only accept the borders of Germany 1919, but during the revolution.
Yes.
I also just want to point out for anyone, we need to do an episode about 1919, like from the cool aspect of it, but like why are all the states that or parts of Germany that got really ham about that? Like, why are they all the shit places now? Like, it's Bavaria. It's like Bremen was a Soviet republic. What the fuck?
Bremen still is. So
Yeah, Bayern's also still a Soviet republic, according to me. I've printed my fucking passport.
But they still called Freistaat Bayern. That's exactly because of that, which is interesting because they turned the most conservative ever.
Yeah.
But that is maybe because they are so close to Austria, and we all know nothing good comes from. No.
Yeah, when you get too close to
close to
Austria, you get you get a little fucked up.
You get too fast.
But yeah, so I mentioned
Kurt
printing my
syndrome.
own passport, all right? And
Das ist Freistaat Bayern, Sozialistische Republik.
yeah, so the thing that is probably the funniest to me, which I knew a bit about this, and then when I researched more, I was like, oh God, they just want every aspect of normal German society, but just their own version of it, which is just live in Germany like a normal person, you fucking weirdo, because it already exists and it already sucks and is overly complex, is that they print their own money. They print their own passports. They print their own driver's license. They print their own gun licenses. And the thing that is the funniest
That'll
about
hold
this,
up in court.
and also maybe the worst, is that none of this is illegal until you actually try to use it.
It's so funny
Oh,
that
yeah,
they print
yeah.
their own gun licenses, even though, nobody has that in general in Germany.
Oh, they do.
And also, you can just illegally own guns.
We would never suggest it
Okay.
on
But
the
it's
show.
very German to. We wouldn't. But it's just a very German thing to have a permit for your illegally, because guns in general are illegal in Germany. So it's not
yeah,
like
without a
they're-
Waffenschein.
Yeah, it's not like a Führerschein or something that does exist, and then you print your
Well,
own.
alright.
No, this is
So what
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
hearing
Waffenschein
is-
exists in Germany.
I know they do for
All of
hunting
these,
and
yeah,
sport.
exactly.
sport,
I went on their website.
I know. I'm just saying it's such a funny.
Do you want to look at this? All right. So the thing is,
Druckerei
look at the. All right. So here's the thing that they offer for.
Damn,
I'm gonna go
I
through
hate that.
This is. They offer a Reichs identification card, a declaration of your citizenship to this country that doesn't exist, a driver's license, a passport. I don't know what an Entlassungsurkunde is because I don't think I need one.
Neither.
What? All right.
Yeah.
You need an identification to determine your citizenship, which is different from the other identification to determine your citizenship.
Nice.
It's
Yes.
confusing.
And then your
You can be a freelancer.
yes, you can be a freelancer.
You have a Reichsgewerbeantrag. So, if you want to start a restaurant or yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, these
okay.
just-
Keep going, Ulix. I can't. These are getting so weird that I
Anfrage an
can't.
die Reichsdruckerei. And that's probably if you want
Just-
some money, print it or something. Or you need your passport or whatever. Die Deutsche Reichsdruckerei bietet nun ein Bestellschabon.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Personenstandsurkunde. Reichsstaatsangehörige können diese ab sofort hier bestellen. What is that? They have more documents than the real.
Okay. New
Bundesregierung.
theory. These are people who are all passed up for civil servant jobs and they're pissed. They're just pissed off.
Yo, I was not Verbeamtet, and I am pissed.
They really have a
Führungszeugnis-
Führungszeugnis, so polizeiliches Führungszeugnis. So, your police record. But if you don't believe in the police, then who is fucking telling you if you did a crime?
I missed
Well, you see,
this
they've
one.
solved that.
Law. I'm so confused.
They've solved that one because they're also selling Reichsbürger police identification. So if someone one of
The
those
thing
tells
that's
you
the
did
best
a crime,
about these is that they look the exact same as the German ones. Just
the old German ones, yeah.
Yeah, no. But even the paper they're printed on and everything for fucking Max Mustermann, they even use the same
They
fake
even use
person.
the same fake person, yeah.
And I hope
So
that
what I'm
he's-
hearing is...
Oh.
What I'm hearing is...
Do you want to
have,
know what Max Mustermann's fucking Staatsangehörigkeit is?
Deutschland Prost.
German and Prussian.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Yeah, okay. And then you can also get your...
It's also interesting he was born in 1979 and this whole like movement started in 1980. So
he was a fucking OG.
yeah.
Oh god,
He
this is
Reichsbürger.
insane. And
Okay, so what I'm hearing is
you could
future
get a
Corner
death
Späti merch
certificate
idea.
from a country that doesn't exist.
Future Corner Späti merch idea. It's not illegal to produce fake IDs in Germany. It is only illegal to use them. Therefore, we are going to make Corner Späti IDs
Yes.
that we will give out to patrons.
Okay.
Just don't
Yes,
use them.
just don't use them. So this is the thing is that then so there's been a few cases of people getting in trouble for using them where they'll go to the airport but they won't get in trouble for having the document on them. You're allowed to have you can get a fake passport that says that you're from a country that doesn't exist. That's perfectly legal. The thing is that they won't have another passport with them, and they'll try to travel with these passports. That's happened a few times. I don't know how they try to use the money, this and that. But the thing that's really weird about Germany is that these aren't illegal. You can have all these documents, and my favorite one are these two. All right, so this is how fucking German they are. They have their own system of taxation, and they call them Reichssteuern. So Reichstaxes, and they're donations. They are donations to your local Reichsbürger thing.
You're one of the emperor's various nephews. What's going on? Who's the money going to?
Yeah, maybe. And then this is the last one before we then get into the really weird and silly things, is that they made their own insurance company for health insurance called Deutsche Gesundheitskasse. And it was shut down in 2018 by the finance ministry for being illegal.
When was it founded? How long was this going?
It was going for 3 years or something like that.
God damn.
And the thing that's so funny is that it looks really normal.
Yeah, because oh
Apparently
god, that
they're
poor.
into everything that
They just
Deutschland
want to
has,
be Germany.
but they want to be a monarchy.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the fucking weirdest shit about this is that then from the bureaucratic perspective, they have everything just as convoluted and stupid. You can fucking make a business in your fucking pretend country with your fucking Gewerbsurkunde, whatever the fuck it is.
The actually thing is though, who would be Kaiser at this point? And that is also a funny thing because they do find someone, and all of them are claiming to be the head of the German Reich, and it's just several Reichsbürger who are saying it for themselves, saying okay, yeah, I'm the king of Germany and shit like that. And there is some they don't all agree on it.
I agree on who the king of Germany is, and it's that one, Hohenzollern that's left who's demanding all of their art back.
Yes.
Which they're not getting that art back. Sorry, king. And by king, I mean actually king.
Yeah. I join a movement if I get to if I genuinely believed I was the king of Germany, the powerhouse of Central Europe. Yeah, I'd totally join this fucking movement. Are you kidding me?
Well, all right. And here's the thing that then even gets, weirder. And I think that this is getting to the less funny part is that we're transitioning from they're quirky and goofy, this and that and that. They don't pay taxes in Germany because they don't believe that obviously that it's a legitimate state. So they pay their Reichssteuern thing. And they go woefully into debt by doing tax evasion to the point that some of them get arrested, or they're the debt will be inherited by family members because of, debts inherited. You have a very small window of time not to inherit debt in Germany. I don't know how it is for every other country, but you have a couple of weeks to be no, I don't want this. and most families don't react on it fast enough.
Right.
So there have been Reichsbürger who have been thrown in jail in a country they don't believe exists.
Yeah. How are you dealing with that?
I don't
You're
know.
like in a jail that doesn't exist. So.
Yeah, the jail sure as fuck exists. It's just
I
that,
know it
the
does.
country's
It's like-
occupied, and it's a company that then's run by the U.S., Russia,
Wow.
Great Britain, and France simultaneously.
They never get that angry at Russia, to be honest.
No, they
are
don't.
Just
Yeah.
Really angry at the US.
I am too, but for different reasons, King. But so that's something that then's always kind of like pointed at, and I think a lot of people have very, very poorly pointed out this fact. Like, look how silly they are. They don't pay their taxes and they print their own things. They are actually an incredibly violent organization.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So we need to like really hammer this in. Yes, they're funny. Yes, the Reichsbürger are weird, this and that and that. Their main thing, though, all right, the main point of the organization has been like primarily forming, like as they call them, like Bürgerwehr, like Reichsbürgerwehr things or whatever, which are like local militias in order to, I don't know, bring back the German monarchy. I'm not 100% sure of what even their goal is half the time, but there's about 18,000 members nationally. They're not the largest right-wing organization. That's the Grey Wolves, but still a lot of them. And over 600 of them are legally allowed to carry weapons in Germany.
Yeah.
All right. So, although they don't believe in the acts of like what Germany does, they still go through the legal framework in order to arm themselves. They have militias where they train, and they have like camps that they all go to, and they like do this and that and that. And they've like murdered a few police officers. One of the to be very like they've killed German special forces.
Yes. Yeah, because I think they didn't expect them to have weapons.
Yeah, because they're
Maybe.
mostly really
Yeah.
old too. Yeah, like it's very much like when I mean that this is boomer energy. All these Reichsbürger pages have like the shittiest memes you could ever like pre-memes before memes were a thing. Just like German shitty political cartoons that like make no sense, and then these like
Icon has Reichsbürger. I'm posting that right now.
Go for it, King. But so they've killed a few police officers. There was a case of a guy in Sachsen who like rammed his car into a police car and like tried to get in a fight with some cops, and then the cops like subdued him and this and that and that. The reason that then they were coming to check on him was, I guess, because he was like flying Nazi memorabilia, which is very much a no-go. You can't do that. Which they all claim that they're not Nazis, mind you, because remember that 1919 thing is really important.
Yeah, it's not about Nazis; it's about Reich.
Yeah.
This actually quick question: how do they feel about Austria then? Because
do you want to ask?
I get the vibe. I get the vibe that they
question.
want Austria.
No, they don't. No, because Austria is its own kingdom.
No,
Okay.
but I mean, it depends on how they think about the Großdeutsche Lösung, I guess. So how they think about when Germany actually like kind of laid like a lot of Eastern European countries, and I'm stretching there, I'm really saying Eastern European countries, because when it comes to like building of a nation state, Germany is an Eastern
Yulia
European.
means from Germany to Vladivostok, baby.
Yeah. No, like Germany is an Eastern European country in the sense of if we're talking about the
That's a
building
Corner
of,
Späti exclusive right there.
no, the building of a nation state, because
Yeah,
Germany
true.
was really, really late when it came to that, and they only had a short period of having that, whatever that was, the German Reich, and then there was like some Nazi shit going on, and
Which you could argue is a continuation of that.
no, definitely. I'm just saying, like
certainly
it was
did.
a really,
Yeah.
of course, of course. But like having one German Kaiser, that was a really late thing for Germany.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Actually, now that you mention that, true. Germany
Yeah.
was, I mean, before
It was poison.
Bismarck
it was Bavaria.
Yeah.
It was
Germany unified really late, actually.
very late. Yeah,
It's
the
Germany and
latest to the
Italy. They're
party.
always
they had this attempt
Yeah.
in 1848 after the German Revolution, the first German Revolution with the Pauluskirchen Parlament. Doing the weird shit of like, of course, this is like in Russia, this is like, or in many parts, this is a bourgeois revolution in the sense of this is about citizens, this is not about communism, this is all about like, well, kind of getting rid of monarchy, but not in Germany, because actually they did offer the crown to someone saying like, oh, you can, like the king of Prussia, you can be the king of the whole United Germany. And then the king of Prussia said, well, I don't take a crown from the dirt or something, saying like if it's offered by the people, it's not worth anything. So, so the interesting thing is the German Revolution and all like the intelligentsia of Germany in the end was still wanting a king.
Yeah.
So
because they knew that, you know, in the 2010s, everyone would be referring to each other as kings and queens.
No, but it's so interesting because in France it was all about getting rid of a king, and in Germany it was like, we want a king, we just want it unified, you know, just one kingdom, one Reich to rule them all.
I've actually, you know what, you know, this is me being a student of history, if you will, from time to time. I forget about that all the time. I forget all the time that Germany has one of like the goofiest fucking revolutions. It's like, hold up. Republic? Do we really want that? No. But
Let's
we
keep
just
a king.
Yeah, we'll just get a king.
Just like one for all, you know, it's easier.
Yeah, maybe though, like defaulting back to this German mentality though is like the thing that makes the most sense to these people. They're like, no, we aren't good enough as a republic, and to be very fair, maybe they're right about that. Germany as a democracy is a complete fucking mess. And maybe Reichsbürger would handle the corona situation better.
I doubt it.
No, of course, that would be horrible. I take that back. That would be fucking horrible. They are. This is the thing I have to hammer into as well. Is that so? I mentioned a few other crimes. There have been like a bunch of cases where like they've like tried to commit like attacks on synagogues and stuff like that. They're horribly anti-Semitic. Yeah. They are Nazis. As much as they want to like rub that 1919 number in your face. Yeah. That they're not Nazis. Yeah, anti-Semitism just like popped into Germany in 1933. Yeah, fuck you. No, of course not.
No, Europe was never anti-Semitic before that. What's the Spanish Inquisition? I don't know.
It was about being good Catholics, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the thing happening in Prague when it was all about like Habsburger Reich and you're all my citizens, and then it was like, oh, I need a scapegoat. Okay, let's do the Jewish people.
That's all. That always works.
No, but the Spanish Inquisition was just you know whatever La Familia is in Spanish, which I'm assuming is also La Familia. It is. That is what it was about. It was a vibe. It was had nothing to do with rampant anti-Semitism and Islamophobia at the time. No, it was all about La Familia.
Mm-hmm. La Familia, Paella was there. We all gathered around and watched Brothers Garcia. Great show.
But yeah, so I guess on like just the final note as well. So the thing that's also really weird about the Reichsbürger is that they hate the police because they think the police are illegitimate. Do you think that stops cops from joining them?
Nope.
So, in 2019, the Bavarian police did an investigation into their own, ranks because
they never do that.
This is the only right-wing organization that the German government takes seriously.
That's weird.
Because they hate cops.
Because they are also,
I genuinely think, I think it's because they just genuinely hate police, and the only people that they do like have successfully done attacks against have been police.
Well, I think exactly. I think that is the reason. I think it's not about like hating the police.
No, it's just that we love our cops, our law enforcement.
Yeah. Because like NSU was only a thing when a cop was killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they started investigating. Yeah. So that is the thing.
And for anyone at home getting like excited about this, it's not like a structural critique of the cops at all. They just want like
their own cops.
They want their own cops.
They want reskinned cops with the like, Reichsbürger pack, whatever.
They
It's
probably
there's a
want
little-
Freikorps back.
Which
there
is
was
a
a slightly different
military
eagle.
police
No,
kind of.
they made their own police force.
Yeah,
It's
not
called the
how to
Deutsche
fucking know.
Polizeihilfswerk. And it was founded, no shit, by an ex-cop.
It's interesting
Oh,
that
man,
they
I
call
must
it
be a cop.
Hilfswerk. Like, what is this referring
Because they
to?
legally couldn't call it the Deutsche Polizei, so they defined another word to
Wow.
put at the... So this is the thing, is that in the most German sense ever, they're like, well, you can see there's these, like, laws. This is, I can call this. I'm going to call it something slightly different. I'm going to make my legal documents, and they'll be legal for me, but, like, not really. All of it's just like a charade, if you will.
Yeah, Polizei. That sounds like a dumb Italian word. We're doing Hilfswerk.
Yeah, Hilfswerk. Yeah, Deutsche Polizeihilfswerk. And so this group disbanded because they became too militaristic, and I think that they had to like break up in order to like
Wow.
get like avoided, being watched by the government and whatnot. But they were no shit.
Defund fake cops.
Yeah, they were no shit founded by a. It says he's a former member of the police union, which I would assume is that he was also a cop as well. Because how do you get into the police? You're not just like, really into the cops so much that you just voluntarily join the police union. I don't think that exists. Or maybe it does when you're this fucking doomed. So yeah,
There's like one guy.
yes, this guy Holger Fröner made a Reichsbürger police force, and
Okay.
yeah, so it's really like that is by far the oddest thing to me is that then and I think this kind of goes into a lot of shit like with like how the cops are just generally in like a right wing state of existence that like the shit with Q, like we saw with then like the Capitol Hill riots, this and that and that. You had people who were like charging the Capitol, being like, no, fuck it, I hate the cops. I'm like these weird like anti-cop Trump supporters. But then they kind of like, flash their sign to one another and like, oh, no, like you're actually with us, this and that and that, And I think that then this is like, it sounds weird at first, but then you realize that then when it is in this like right wing like milieu of thinking, it isn't as odd as you actually, like, at least to me, it's like I could imagine a cop being like, this is my job, but in reality, I fucking wish I was a cop in the Reich. Like, I'm just doing this is my fucking like day hustle at night. I'm a cop for the Reichsbürger.
I'm so tired all the time.
I'm just copping fucking 24/7.
By day, I'm a cop. By night, I'm a cop. I'll miss my family.
Yeah. So I just like the thing is that I think that this is a good enough general overview for our listeners. There's a lot more about this. You can read so in depth about the individual groups.
About the legal stuff as well.
Would it surprise you that Horst Mahler, the former...
Oh my God.
The former...
There is the fucking like impersonation of a horseshoe theory.
Yeah.
Because Horst Mahler was the former lawyer of the RAF, so Rote Armee-Fraktion, being considered like super left-wing terrorist kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Then becoming super right-wing.
Yeah, he's a straight-up
Reichsbürger. Yeah, suing now being the lawyer for right-wing terrorists.
Would it surprise you that he has also like he's very much involved with the Reichsbürger?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
he's just like into ideologies, I think. Like, it's just like
then become a political scientist, you fucking idiot!
Yeah,
God,
He just like collecting them like Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Like for the first 4 generations of Pokemon games, I was always a fire starter guy. But then I'm just going to try out this, Nazi starter and join the NDP apparently.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is kind of a shorter episode. We're approaching 50 minutes here on my counter. I just kind of wanted to do a little bit chiller overview of an episode. And kind of talk about something that I think that we've mentioned on the show multiple times, but have never done a clarification of what they are. We will revisit the Reichsbürger. This is not our only time ever talking about them because
here.
So
still doing things.
if you've ever visited Berlin, they are always in front of the Reichstag protesting, and they always use this very like the old German flag of the black, white, red, or that's it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Black, white, red.
Yeah.
And you'll see them at like Corona demonstrations. The reason that I wanted to do this episode is because when Ciaran and I were on the Trash Future stream, this discussion came up of trying to explain the Reichsbürger to people who don't live here, and it
normal
was
people
very difficult to do. So, yeah. I guess my only final thought is that then while these people are goofy, they are very well organized. They're violent as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much a boomer mentality thing. And, don't treat them the way that then like some press has treated them and be like, oh, look at these goofballs.
Yeah.
So funny. Because they do try to commit acts of terror.
Yes.
And because they're so not well connected with one another, a lot of I do think that there's probably more attacks that have been done in Germany that have been done by Reichsbürger that just don't get the attention as being a quote unquote Reichsbürger attack,
Yeah.
So, yeah. You guys got anything?
The most dangerous people to encounter as someone who works as customer service in Germany. It just, starts off as a goofy
horrible
situation when they try to pay for something at H&M with fucking paper money that looks like it has Keebler elves on it or whatever old German money looks like. And then just wait. A gun.
Do they use that'd be so funny if they were like, yeah, I believe Germany 1919. But I really like the idea of just paying with $20 million Deutschmark.
Yeah, we're really into hyperinflation. Other fun things about 1919 they could just get super into. I really believe in that one brief period where Hungary was super thick, but as an independent country.
Thick Hungary.
Before Slovakia. Yeah, we're into thick Hungary. I don't know, what else can we do? I believe in an Italian Istria. Yeah, none of this Croatian shit. I don't know. I'm looking at a map.
Yeah. So, if no one has any last thoughts on that, Yulia's falling asleep here.
I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
She has to fucking wake up very early tomorrow morning.
I have to wake up at 5. I was working all week. I'm really tired.
Yeah. You're good. Like I said, on that note, we will see you guys all for the regular episode. And remember that the country that you live in may or may not actually exist, according to a certain group of people.
It's a company that sells flags with yellow on it. It's all in the pocket of big yellow dye.
Yeah, so take care, guys, and see you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.